All right, so another story. This one I like. This one, goddamn, this is one of the best ones I've read since I've been in isolation. So a gentleman with Louisiana resident didn't give his name. Weirdly enough, he was pulled over. Slidell Police Department. I don't know if that's a town. Slidell might be Slidell County. Might be a territory. So guy gets pulled over. Come to find out, gentleman hasn't renewed his license plate tag since September of 1997, just a shade over 2 decades. When the officer asked why the man hadn't changed him, he said, "Sorry, officer, I've been busy lately and totally forgot to renew my vehicle registration. I'll take care of it as soon as I get home." Louisiana drivers, like most states, are required to renew their tags every 2 years. Again, didn't post the culprit's name, but. Yeah, so it got a little busy. Was this a 23-year meditation or something like that?
Yes. He was hanging out with Jared Leto down at the MVA 23 years ago and just forgot. I love it. I honestly, I feel like you have to put the blame on the Louisiana State Police.
Yeah.
Like you know what? Like, okay, so let's say I got pulled over once because I was a month overdue, and the Maryland State Police got me, and I did go renew it like immediately. I estimated that this guy saved about $4,000 over the last 23 years in emissions tests and license renewal fees. So the winner in this is homeboy, and it's not even his fault. He shouldn't have given that bullshit excuse, because if I was cop, then I would have maybe given him a little pistol whipping. But beyond that, he's the big winner in this game.
$4,000 is $4,000 something that did you do some quick math, or is that just?
I did some quick math, because I think your initial license plate is based on the value of your car. And I figure since it's still on the road 23 years later, it was probably new when he got it in 97.
Okay.
And then however much it devalued over the years, plus emissions tests. And I factored it into about $4,000. There's no accurate math here. That's just a ballpark bullshit figure.
Sure.
That sounds legit.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I know some lazy motherfuckers, and I'm talking about grade A lazy pieces of shit. And I'm going to say like they're pieces of shit, just lazy. And you guys know them. And I'm trying to think of the laziest thing I've known someone to do. And I rank up there. I'm up there near the top. But 23 years, that's you don't forget about that. That's blatant, right? That's just I'm just going to roll the dice, and I mean that's not something you forget about. Correct?
No.
Okay.
Well, maybe.
By year 5, I think you forgot about it.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, once it's gone past a certain point, yeah, I've definitely forgotten about it.
I mean, my friends would point it out. Anyone that I know that there's like someone's like, "Hey, bro," or maybe that was the joke. Maybe he got to a certain point and said, "I'm going to see how long I can keep this rolling."
How long I can keep it going. I feel like this would only happen in the South, which, I mean, it did. But, yeah, I feel like that's, sue me. But that it wouldn't happen here. It would only happen in like Alabama or Louisiana,
right?
You know?
Montana, Idaho, somewhere very very rural, North
somewhere
Dakota.
Rural. Yes.
Yeah. So the other one thing I wanted to bring up was so I don't know how often you guys get pulled over, but once every 23 years is a pretty good clip.
Solid.
Yeah,
that's a good point as well. So this guy's obviously not a terrible rabble rouser.
What the hell is that?
By the way, I haven't been pulled over in years, knock on wood, but when I was in my early 20s, I might as well have just gone ahead and put my hands behind my back every time a cop passed me on Route 40. I might as well just got out and hog-tied myself to a fucking guardrail and just waited for my car to be emptied out on the side of the road by a Maryland State police officer.
And this is when you had up-to-date tags, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, there was a point where I would be leaving your house, Wes, and I think I got pulled over like 3 times in probably a 6-month period. And can we search your car? I'd really prefer if you didn't. Get out of your car, sir. Like, that's how it went pretty much every single time. I think it was the goatee I had.
Ugh. I don't know what the hell you were doing in my basement. I sure as fuck wasn't there.
Everything was illegal.
23 years, and then the guy. I really want to know what. I mean, obviously, you think he likely got a ticket for whatever he got pulled over for. And then can you give a fine for expired tags, right? And then you have a certain amount of time to renew them. Yeah. Assuming Louisiana law is common or similar to what we have up here.
Yeah, I'm presuming.
Are you leading to something, or are you just fishing for answers?
Yeah, I was just trying to see like what he might get in terms of fines.
Well, if he doesn't have to go to court, then he's just going to have to go get his tags renewed. But if he goes to court, he's probably going to have to back pay everything up to that point. But it sounds like the cop was just like, I mean, you'd have to be embarrassed as the police force that patrols that town. Think about this. It's possible that the guy who pulled him over wasn't even born before when he got that car put on the road.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Shit, yeah. That is a good point.
Here's another. He gives it away by saying, "Sorry, I've been busy," which is bullshit. But
I've been busy.
Or it was funny banter that the writer of the story didn't quite get, because journalists don't always have a sense of humor.
Gotcha. Do you think maybe this was a car he fixed up that's been sitting in his backyard and he just got the engine popping?
Nope.
No.
No, I'm willing to bet that this was like a brand new at the time Chevy Silverado that's got rust going over every fender on the truck, and the cop probably pulled it over to see if it was even seaworthy, and then just noticed the tag and was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Boy. Well, congratulations to him. I mean 23 years of that. That's worthy of a medal, Fields Medal of some sort.
It's pretty good.
You've gotten away with that before, right? Maybe by a couple days, a week. You've gotten away with the expired tags, right?
Not for 23 fucking years, no. But
Nope.
I'd say the longest I ever got away with a tag, maybe like the turn of a year, and that was probably the only reason I got pulled over. I think maybe 3 months was the longest I've ever gone with an expired tag.
An old buddy of mine said you could rub dirt on it. The way that kind of masks it a little bit.
Yeah, I bet your buddy is a stand-up guy too.
He's a lawyer.
You could rub dirt on it.
He's the lawyer.
It would sound legitimate. That sounds fucking like a terrible idea.
Lawyers know the law, man.
Here you go. Quick story. The best time I ever got pulled over, I was working till midnight, and I would be rolling through. I'd be actually rolling past the police barracks at about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. And so I was always following the law because I knew that they would think I was probably leaving the bar and I was drunk. And I got pulled over for the old tag light being out. And well, he took my license and registration. And then I was like, "Officer, is it okay if I get out and see what you're talking about?" And I got out. The tag light worked. There was nothing wrong with my car. And he just said, "All right, you have a good night." And he left. He left with my license and registration. So I was like, "Oh shit, I need my license and registration." So I pumped it up. I was doing 95 and I chased this cop car down and flashed my lights at him. He pulled over. It was the best thing I've ever said to anyone. I got out and I said, "Excuse me, officer, license and registration, please."
No,
and he
shit.
started laughing and handed me my license and registration back.
That's good. Where'd you catch up to him
Damn,
at?
that's awesome.
What's that, Wes?
Where did you catch up to him at?
On Route 40. So like he pulled me over just by the police barracks in Northeast, and I caught up to him just past where Ritchie Brothers is now.
Nice. God, 95 on that. 95 on 40. That's pumping.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I figured like who was going to pull me over? He was already in front of me. And he knew he fucked up as soon as I got up to him. And then that's why he chuckled a little when I got to pull out the line, because I'll never be able to use that line again ever in my life.
No, not to a popo. Well, Louisiana State Troopers or Slidell, thank you. We appreciate the good stories.